I now request Dr. Upadhyay to kindly come and share with us. Sai Ram.
My humble salutation to our beloved Lord and salutation to you all. And we have slightly altered the program. I thought I will show some of the clips of the medical camp, the things I talked yesterday, and the youth has got something else to do. And I had a wonderful interaction with this region's youth, and I'm very inspired and extremely grateful to Brother Mike, who has given this opportunity for me to come. And I'm already seeking the fruit and the reward of this journey. I was not sure because this is the first experience I had to be the part of retreat. Not only Swami has given me wonderful time with you all, but a lot of youngsters, medics and other people have shown, and many adults also have come forward to join the medical camp. So Brother Mike, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I thank Gene very much. He worked very hard till late in the night to get some of the glimpse of this international medical camp to show you exactly where Swami reaches and what the suffering in the world is and how privileged we are that in the morning when you come to the breakfast, you have got a choice of eating this, not eating this. Our general says, no Vitabex, no cornflakes. There are people who do not even get food for 2 or 3 days. So we'll take you to this small journey, but first clip is for the young adults because they've got some other programs. Can we start, please? This is Prashanti Nilayam 2006. Swami has blessed the medical professionals who are very young to come to Prashanti Nilayam to conduct this medical camp in the villages we normally see in the Blue Hills when you are in Kulwant Hall. There's villages like Brahmanpalli and Kadiri district villages. They're beautiful places actually. If you have a chance to go and see this like this, what you have here. But only thing, you see the all the luxury here, and there you see just the contrast. This is the registration, how the young adults, they are receiving the patient with loving care. Many of the young volunteers have gone to the villages and they have brought the people who had difficulty in walking. The track was very difficult, no cars. So many of the young adults have carried the patient on their back to bring them. That shows their love and care. The children were fed, and all the, according to Swami's instruction, all the ladies and the patients, they were given the new clothings and they were so happy. So you can see the first part of this thing to putting a smile on to their face. Before they've seen the doctors, they're already smiling. This is the plight actually. A person in India or in Africa, they cannot afford a pair of glasses. And here we get our glasses slightly bent and scratched, we throw them away. And this poor person has picked up this pair of glasses, broken glass from the street and wearing, which was no match to his requirement at all. And this is the beauty of the technology which Swami says, doesn't matter where you go, you must take this advanced technology. And this instrument, otherwise in the hospital, will be something like 80 kilograms. But this is Swami's blessing. We get all the portable instruments so we can take, we do not have to depend onto the electricity. They're chargeable instruments. Despite of in such a place, in a remote village and working in the tent, again the principle remains the same. We do not want to compromise. That's why all these sophisticated gadgets, from the non-contact tonometer to slit lamp to a scan and auto refractor, we bring everything to give the best shot to the poor villager, so they do not have to unnecessarily go to the hospitals if we can solve the problems. The only cases we are referring who require surgery, because surgery requires a proper sanitation and proper hospitalization. Rest of the problems from A to Z we are solving here and getting everything under one roof. from the eye, ENT, dental, general, cardiology, obstetric gynecology, and dispensing of the glasses in the pharmacy. That is what the whole logic is, that these poor people cannot travel to bigger cities. If we can bring the entire mini hospital setup, including the pharmacy and the dispensing of the glasses, probably their life will be slightly easy and better tomorrow. This is another sophisticated device which we bring here. It is our scanner. In case we have to refer any of the patient for the operation, at least the surgeon must know what is happening behind the eye. And it really gives us the glimpse when we cannot see the back of the eye and the retina, and it makes the life easier for us. And at the same time, it is an appropriate diagnosis for the patient what is there. So we carried all these instruments from there to give the best technology to the poorest people in the remote part of the country. This is the device to check the intraocular pressure to exclude glaucoma, because biggest problem nowadays is because of the HIV, it is not a right thing to put the drops and use the contact type of pressure checking like on this instrument. That's why we take this one, and without contacting the eye, this records the pressure. So we can exclude glaucoma and other problems. And if they have, we have brought plenty of anti-glaucoma treatment with us. About your experience?
Okay, we're here at one of the eye camp sites, and I'm one of the ophthalmologists. Having trained in the UK, we're very used to a setup which is already there for us. So we just have to walk in and use the instruments and see the patients. Everything is well organized for us, including seating, nursing staff. All the equipment is there. But this camp is a new experience. Not only do we not know the language, but also we have to do with whatever instruments we have and whatever positions we can get the patients in, and we have to set up as best as we can. So it's a real challenge for us, not only from the eye point of view, but also from the patient point of view, and also from organising the camp point of view. But what we are doing is trying to do the best with what we have. And we've seen so many interesting cases, and the most common of these is cataracts, which is the most common cause of reversible blindness in the world. And a lot of these patients are farmers, including men and women, who depend on their vision for their livelihood. These patients we are fast-tracking to the super speciality hospital where they can operate and restore their vision, providing there's no other problems going on. Occasionally we have other problems, including infections, and this gentleman sitting next to me has had malaria in the past, and since then his vision has been poor. So we can't do things for some patients, but the majority of them we can do things, including remove the cataracts.
With very gently, can you take, because his vision is very poor, he requires a new set of glasses as well, and everything is done for him.
Doctor, sorry, I've just dilated him, so he's had malaria.
Chin head.
I think
Look at this one. That's fine. This it looks so nice on the screen, but this place is actually into one of the agricultural land, and all the young adults, 3 days they took to flatten the complete thing because they just had their peanut crops. It was very uneven. They made it and they put a little tarpaulins so that people can walk over it. Otherwise it was so difficult, and this is how the setup becomes so difficult. But you have to go where the patients are, because they will not come to the cities. And this is the quality we were talking yesterday, no old glasses, and you can see the Swami has made sure that you get the best quality, that is strong, that durable, because we have got beautiful places to keep these our glasses. You have got pouch, car, or in the houses. They live in the huts.
70 years old, sir. Here me kanti problem. Kanti problem is it?
Amma, 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 kuchandi.
So this is a teamwork where our young adults become an important part of this medical camp because they interpret, they bring the patients from the villages, and at the same time they help to find out what their basic problem is. So doctor save the time for the diagnosis and treatment. Like this gentleman came here and he thought he has got hardly any vision. He's very highly myope, and because he has got no facilities of going to a specialist, by simple giving the corrective glasses of -6, he could see so well, and you can see the reaction of this man. He came so sad and having this glasses. अभी दिखता है? अभी थोड़ा हंस के दिखाओ. See? These are the tragic stories actually. The people think they are blind, nobody has examined, and sometimes you do not even require any operation. Give simple glasses and they think it is Swami's miracle. They think this is a special mantra doctors have given and they could see very well. So this is how big slight difference in their life. A man who came without vision and now he's going just with a simple basic problem of poor eyesight which could be corrected with the glasses. So our grateful thanks to Lord to give this opportunity to serve these people. So his today is better than what it was his yesterday. One of the things yesterday we were talking about, the patience, that is what Swami teaches. Because the people cannot express what their problem is, you literally have to find out. And that is where the local interpreter comes very handy. And what the youth have done, they have translated some words of Telugu to English, and every doctor has some small booklet so that they can relate to the patient what their problem is. But time you have to spend with the patient is the most important. Swami says, just don't tell them that this is what you can do. You have to explain to the patient, they understand about the medicine, about their problems. In the hospital, doctors don't have time, 5 minutes they are in and out. And that is where they find the difference, that how loving care they receive.
Nothing is visible. But right eye is okay.
Right eye's fine. Left eye, she's had the operation, but she's got some damage at the back of her eye on the cells at the
This
back.
one.
She's got on the left eye, cells at the back of her eye are damaged, so she needs to. There's nothing we can do about that. It's just age-related changes, yeah. That's why she can't see very well in the left eye.
To see this. What is now advising?
So we can give us the glass.
అద్దాలు పెడితే బాగుంటుంది నాకు సూట్ అయ్యేది సైరా
అలా కదమ్మా కళ్ళకి అద్దం పెడితే బాగుందా పెట్టకుండా ఉంటే బాగుందా జస్ట్ వన్స్ యూ రిమూవ్ సార్
No, I think it's a headache. Ask what the problem is. Is it the eyes or is the head still hurting?
yes pain
This is the incident actually about the drops. Somebody has given the drops and poor villager did not know how to open the bottle because the bottle came from England. So they were surprised and they brought it back. Swami says, no, you teach them how to do it, demonstrate, because these poor villagers have never used any of the medicines until unless you tell them. Because one patient given the big bottle of the eye drops and the patient thought it was something to put in the mouth and she was using the drops by mouth.
We've got some medicine here, eye drops, that we're just making it easier for patients to distribute by taking off the covers so we can easily give it to them. Just taking each out of each box. So I'm just opening these bottles as you can see, because otherwise it's easier for the patients to use them, because otherwise they might not have the facilities to open them. I'm also a queue runner and I'm a runner, and I have to wear one of these jackets, and it just helps everyone identify who I am. And I take them from here, which is the eye department, into this dispensing, and it makes it a lot easier by having these people around, because then everything runs more efficiently. Thank you.
Okay, we use this machine, which is a lens meter, just to check the prescription, which is already in the patient's glasses. Those who are fortunate to have any glasses gives us an indication of any change that there may be, or perhaps if their glasses are broken, then we can just see if we can replace their glasses for them as well. So that's why we use this. Also, some of the patients, we don't have the glasses on site, so they have to be specially glazed to their individual prescription. We then use this machine just to double check that, to make sure that they've been made up correctly.
I'm working in the ophthalmology team, really screening patients before they go in to see either the optometrist or the ophthalmologist.
These young adults are our improvised technicians. We train them a week before this thing, what their role is. So they try to screen the things for us. And many of these people get so inspired, they try to go into any of the medic discipline.
So monkey picked it up. Yeah? Picked it up.
How you keep the children engaged, because the parents bring them. And that is the part the young adults played very beautifully. They bring all the things for them to keep the children happy and engaged.
Dinner time. Look. It's food now.
There is a lady, she's in her late 80s in Portsmouth in England, and she makes these toys whole year. And when we go, she give it to the organization so that her love reaches in the form of this toy to these poor children. And these poor children have never seen such cuddly toys in their life. They're used to somebody has thrown a bottle and a balloon. These are the basic toys they have. But when they see, they feel so happy. And this is such an important thing. Swami says, offer the food with loving care. What you eat, you give it to same thing to the patient. And you eat the same food what the patients have. But look at the distribution. In Prashanti Nilayam, many of the times when there is a big festival, you have the food like this. Swami himself monitors when we are all eating in this. And it is a great thing. Rather than having a disposable plate, you are using the nature's leaves. So it is a very, ecologically effective thing. Swami says, if you have got a paper plate, then you have to throw them away and recycle. But these leaves become the manure to the land when you leave it there. Almost in every camp, between 1,500 to 2,000 patients are served every morning and evening. Because young adults have something else to do, so I thought we would just change our schedule and show these little clips. And I hope what we talked yesterday, it is slightly beneficial by actually seeing what exactly goes onto the ground, how important our young adults are in our organization, because they have energy, they have got the technology, because these people are great technocrats, and at the same time, they have got the will to do the things. Only our role is to just be with them, and once they are ready to take everything, probably this is what the future lies, because they are our torch bearers. So please give a big hand to our young adults who have been doing good work. Now we'll take you, I think what we'll do, I'll talk a little bit actually, and best thing shall we show, and then I'll describe, and then we'll go to the talk, yes? So the next one to Russia, please. A little bit. This is one of the beautiful instruments actually. Instead of taking a very, very big slit lamp, which we call microscope, to examine the eye, this is powered with the laser, and with an attachment, we can do some of the laser procedures with this instrument. So that becomes very, very useful, and also easy to carry around. But at the same time, we maintain the motto of take the most advanced equipments to the remotest part to give the best deal to the poorest people. So these three things have to be combined. So this is one of the things which we try to do. It's amazing, I must tell you about this instrument, because there are some parts, the things are getting more and more miniaturized. And sometimes you find, I read about this instrument in one of the journals, and I thought, I wish I had this instrument. You can examine 2,000 patients without any electricity in battery, and it gives such a wonderful information of the whole diagnostic in one set. I just thought about it, and our Lord, your thought must reach him, and from there he generated a process of this. Another thought process has traveled from Swami to one of the devotees in America, in Boston. And he rang me, he came across with it. He's not a medic, and he just came across about this thing in one of the articles. And he says, Dr. Upadhyay, this will be very useful to you. And I have managed to contact the company, and we want to send this instrument to you. So you see how the connection, you are thinking something sitting in the United Kingdom that you may be able to use this instrument in one of the remote part. You put your prayer to Swami, and Swami inspires somebody else in another part of the world, in America, and then it reaches to me, and it reaches to the place where it is required. This is what exactly we call it. We are not different. We are one family. It is only thing you have to have the motive correct, and if your motive is right, Swami will make it possible. Anything. I remember once when we were with Swami, Swami said, very soon you will be carrying the laser in a briefcase. And that time I thought, Swami, I thought just like that, it is very far-fetched, because those days the laser used to be a huge big couch, and you got big headsets, and you have to do the laser work standing like that. An entire instrument and everything will be about roughly 200 kilograms. And Swami says in this briefcase, you won't believe, 5 years later, I received the first portable instrument from a company called Keeler. They said, you go to do this international work, we want you to use it and tell us what the results are. And when I went to the Swami, says, what did I tell you? Can you imagine? I could not see, and this is what God is, that He said, you will be holding that in your hand. And I was the first person to carry. So this is our Lord is so wonderful, so wonderful. So it is very important that he should be examined every 6 months.
Очень важно, чтобы его врачи смотрели каждые 6 месяцев, офтальмологи, да, осматривали. Look at in the physiology.
This is the advantage actually of coming to where the small children in the villages, because there is no ophthalmologist. I am told there is only one ophthalmologist in the entire region, which is roughly about 20,000 people, and it is very difficult for the parents to take them. And this is the program which Swami promotes, that you must start examining eyes and general health at a very young age. Because if at that stage there is a problem, if you do not solve, the child will remain blind, or you cannot do anything, because the brain decides if the eye is not working. And sometimes very simple exercises and the glasses can cure. So in most of these medical camps, we give the priority to the children when they come, because Swami says the children are the fundamental basis of the future of the nation, and you must make sure they are healthy and they can see well both materially and spiritually both. So with sign name in our lips and this technology in our hand, we try to achieve both the things. And these wonderful interpreters, they travel long distances. Probably this interpreter in Russia has been working with me for last about 15, 16, every single camp she comes, and you develop like a kinship family that, oh yes, I'm going to meet my family. And probably many of you must have met her son. I'm going to tell his story. Probably Jean has introduced to you Vladimir, and he started doing the seva at the tender age of 7 years of age. And there is a clip you will hear what he has to say about the seva. This is the place in Russia, Stavropol, and it had terrible floods. The entire area was gutted down because of the huge floods, probably what you have seen in Katerina. But luckily, the Katerina was lucky in one sense that you people were supporting, but in that part of the world there was nobody else. And these people remained without any help for many, many weeks. And ultimately our organization was summoned to go and do some work for Russian people. And you have seen what were the condition of the houses. They did not have any facilities for drinking water or toilets and everything. And this wonderful Russian building brigade, they did an extraordinary work actually, to building from churches to school, to orphanages, and they went to the villages and repaired their houses. And it was a completely new thing. And one of the things, they were very astonished that they were singing Swami's bhajans and building a church for them. You watch him, and then I'll tell you a very touching story about this boy.
Swami, we work in this here to you. We want here people to know all good things. We want them to help other people that don't know you. that don't know God. We want all people to have the good manners. We want they to be kind. We want they to be meek. Also, we want to be them very, very, very glad that they know you. Help us to do this work. We want also to be glad that we work here.
This is the shining example what Swami is doing. Can you see in his message, he did not say a word what he was doing. He said he wanted the people to help those people who do not know Sai Baba. Watch his words. And he wanted the people that they go and get inspired to get this Swami's work. And through the work, he wanted people to know what Swami was. And this is wonderful. And the story goes like this. Like, you have brought your children and they play outside. In Russia also, the people come very long distances and they cannot leave their children there because it takes very long time for them to go. So there is a play area and some of the parents take this responsibility to make the provisions for the children's sports and games and everything for them to keep them busy so they can work, other people can work in the camp. And this boy, actually, he will not play with his friends and everything. And he just wanted to work. And he came to me and he says, "Doctor, I can speak English," because interpreters are very few there. And I said, "I want to work in a medical camp." And the big hierarchies in the organization, what this boy can do and everything like that. And Swami has taught us that don't hurt anyone. This child has come with such purity and with love that he wanted to do something. So I thought what he can do, because the mother was helping me to interpret. So I said, "Okay, Vladimir, do one thing. You go onto the registration desk and you write it down, their name in English because it's in Russian, and write down what their main problem is, then we can see there." He started his work about 8 o'clock. About 11 o'clock, the mother comes to me and he says, "Doctor, he has not gone to the toilet, he has not eaten anything, and he is not drinking any water." So I said, "Why?" So I went to him and I said, "Vladimir, why?" And you won't believe what he told me. He says, "Doctor, if I drink something and eat something, I have to go to the toilet. And if I go to the toilet, somebody will take my seat and they won't allow me to come and do this work. I want to sit here and do this work continuous for Swami." Look at the commitment, that little boy. After some time, he could have got bored, but no, he wanted. And I tell you, Jean was there throughout. This is the end of the day, a tired boy. Without any prompting and all those things, Jean said, "Can you speak something about your work?" He did not say that I stayed whole day and work, I did not eat, I did not do anything. But what he said, he wanted people to change. He wanted people to know about Swami. That is what exactly. And what reward he gets? After 4 or 5 years, he was in Prashanti Nilayam and Swami asked him to sing. He sang individually, Jean, isn't it? And then probably he visited this part of the world also, and many other people, you must have met him. And this is what exactly it is. And it runs according to your prarabdha, your sanchit purna karma. This boy is born to do the service. And today also he is involved in such a great work. Through music he is pleasing the people. He's studying well. And single mother, she is really looking after the boy as much as she can. But there they are, there's a team, the son and the mother's team, and they are both so close to the Swami, and Swami gives their love to them like the true mother. Yesterday I touched upon to the tsunami and what is the quality, why the people were not going to other medical camp. And this is the reception I told you, this is the airport where we came, and you see how they decorated it just for the team. They think Lord Sai himself was coming. And the work starts at the airport. Some of the airport authorities, they say, "Could you examine our eyes?" Swami says, "Be ready everywhere." because we divided the camp into 9 different medical areas. So now the people are sorting out the clothing and instruments because it has to be divided. You have to be ready for all the challenges. We did not know that the team will be divided into so many groups. This is a sad story. This poor child has lost everyone in the family and was looked after by the local people. They're not poor, but they're shocked. Every evening when they come back from the school, mother is waiting for them. They are taken to the dining room, they eat, and mother tuck them into the bed and say good night and go. And in 9 minutes, they have lost everyone. They're on the street, nobody to know. Can you imagine that shock? And this is the story I told you about a headmaster, how appreciative he was.
And reading glasses at the bottom. I mean, these people get so happy because this lady has lost one eye during the tsunami, and it is beyond repair. And she finds it difficult to go out because of this thing. But this is how it is, that when we are outside, she will be hidden behind and she will be fine. And at the same time, her difficulty is to read and look at the time, and it's bifocal glasses. Right. So when you...
Terrible bamboo injury during the tsunami, the bamboo came and hit, and she was floating, and she could not see anything and lost her glasses. So she was actually treated in the camp as if she had no vision, she was blind. But Swami's grace, at least she had one eye, and with Swami's grace, we could do something to restore the sight. And this is just to tell you, even in the tsunami where everything was completely destroyed, just see the quality of the instruments, what Swami provides for this area. And this is the headmaster writing a note to the Sathya Sai Organization that how honored he was to be the, a recipient of Swami's love.
With this machine, it is called a keyhole eye surgery, phacoemulsification with putting in implants. You can literally make a very small cut which does not require suturing and put a lens which is also foldable, and the patient literally can get up and go to the same day home. And also, as there is no suture, so there is no complication.
These are the operation which is done in the Western world, that you, like a day case, you have your operation done, restore the sight, and can drive same day and go to work. And that's what Swami wants this technology into the poor areas. So the poor person, he is not sitting into his home with a bandage on and cannot, because he is the main breadwinner. If he is not working, he cannot bring the bread. And that's why many of the people do not come. But Swami has provided this technology, and people come forward because they know within a day they will be happy to go back what they were doing.
So as Swami says that do not compromise, give the best treatment to the poorest people. And this is exactly the surgery which is done in the Western world. And we feel so humble and thankful to the Lord.
This is also amazing. This is the place where everything was completely washed away. There was one building left. There was a doctor from America who has made it, and he was thinking one day he will go and do some work there. And we contacted him, and he said, you can use my hospital without any cost and everything. And we have got the doctor from Australia, from America, from New Zealand, from England, orthopedic surgery, general surgery, eye surgery, everything under one roof in the area where the tsunami. That is the difference. Not like the people coming, giving the bundle of the medicine, taking the photographs, because they are so much emotionally involved. They have got love, but they want to go and see what happens, how much they can work. But there was no continuation of the proper work to find out what is required, what surgery they are required, and what the follow-up would be. That's why most of the governments and most of the people invite Sai Organization. I'll tell you what, there is one of the officials in the United Nations in Geneva, we had a conference, what he has to say about Swami.
Western doctors coming from the different part of Sri Lanka as well, like people who come from Kenya. So this year of unity, it is a united effort to give the best pure service, bringing Swami's divinity, purity and unity together. This is not only the machine, each operation required this sort of a special solution to go for the operation and some special devices. So we are...
Each bottle is $10, And you can use ordinary distilled water, it is available, but Swami said no, get the right stuff.
Hope and pray to Swami that he give us the strength so that we can continue to support this project. As Swami says, that most important thing is to do the quality work. These are like sterile drape, and these are disposable. So it comes with a pack. You spread over the patient's face, you remove this, only eye is exposed. After the operation, this is being disposed of and used for every patient, every time a new one there. So there's less chance of infection, keeping Swami's view of that we must do quality work, doesn't matter which part of the world we are working. This is the anesthetic machine when cases are to be done under general anesthetic, like a serious patient or small children. So you use an anesthetic machine, and at every operation, anesthetic has to be present so that if there is any complication, we have got an expert on site. Predomination of female surgeons. So thank you very much for your help. To help the UK team to learn something.
These are the locals actually. They became so happy that to have us, and you could see they have worked day and night without any sleep, but you can still see the smile on their face because they realized these people come from all the way to help their people, and there was nobody. They did not get any help from anywhere else, and they realized they are the people in need.
Any pain? Yeah. Yeah. And how is there any pain today?
This is just gentleman come out of the operation theatre. After about an hour or so, he will be given the food and the clothing, and then he'll go home.
And you can see that there is no pain in his eyes, and he's so comfortable, and he can see that he can see little bit blood, but more clear than before the operation. This is the beauty of this operation, and within few hours he will be able to go home, and he's fully allowed to be rehabilitate himself to the normal things which he's doing in the life. There's hardly any restrictions there. So this is the advantage of the new operation, and as there are no stitches, they do not have to come back to removal of the stitches, and the cost of the stitch is not there in the operation, so it is more economic as well. Can wash the hand and show how much. Happy? The old lady seems to be so happy, and she can't believe.
This is the lady. She had a terrible trauma during the tsunami. Her eye was very badly damaged, and with Swami's grace, we were there in time to do something, and Swami could save the eyes. They have even catered for such tiny glasses for the children. They are brand new frames. That is what again Swami's things comes that give the quality. And these are so difficult to get these frames anywhere outside. Thousands of school children could not go to the school because their glasses were washed completely, and there were no shops left because everything was completely. If you have seen those, I think Jean has got the tsunami things. If you had some time to give only the visual presentation of this disaster area, it was completely nothing was left at all in this place. And these children could not go to the school, teachers could not go to teach people who needed the glasses in the offices. They were sitting at home. And suddenly the Swami's Prasad comes in abundance. And they were all so happy to receive. And within few hours, everybody was so happy on the streets. And they said they can go to the school, they can go to the work.
People can't even imagine how nicely it is presented.
Swami goes into the finest possible detail. Yes, you have given the glasses. How about the case? Because they will get scratched otherwise. They put it in bags and wherever they put it, they had Swami make sure. Swami said, case should be better than the glasses.
So you saw in Kilinochi that they had the right and left. Here, they put this. Here, they put a sticker on the head, so they know this eye to be operated. So this is the identification mark.
Because it is a mass scale operation, it is very difficult to find out. Normally in the Western world we operate 4 cases in a day. There it was hundreds. How do you know which one is right and left? So this is a local tradition. They put a sticky tape so you know when the operation theatre. That is what exactly it is. But look at the Swami's minute detail actually in the picture, that how one matches what patient require and how it is done and everything. It is not just because you have to do something in a hurry you can do that one. And Swami is very particular about the records. I'm not showing the detail about the operation. I'm just saying that you are responsible to Swami, and Swami want to make sure everything has to be done so, meticulously that nobody should raise the finger. See, because it is a charitable work you have just done and gone. Sorry about this, some of it you may not be able to see, but this is how the local operation is done. I didn't mean to see, but show this, but it was there already. So, but just you can imagine actually that how it is done in some of the people must have the operation, but it is very painless thing. You might feel the injection in the arm, but I can tell you as an eye surgeon, you do not feel pain in the eye when you give
does not move. And with that thing actually, it becomes easy for the surgeons to carry out the operation. So this is a very important procedure. The success of the operation depends on the local anesthetic. Because if the patient is in pain, she will move the head and she will not be very cooperative. This is the prime thing. And before the operation,
this is what I wanted to actually show.
Found out for her that which eye has to be done. To make doubly sure, there is a tag that
not
is
only-
right eye is to be done.
It's not only this
It is
sticker,
on the paper, right eye is to be
paper,
done.
and
She
then
has
there
been
is a
measured
tag.
up that what procedure, remove the right cataract and put in the size of the implant. And these are the notes where her biometry has been done, and they found out what power has to go into her eyes, 18 diopters. And this is and this is a detailed examination of the patient. So it is done exactly the way we do into the Western world. So there is no smallest missing link for anything to go wrong as far as the preoperative notes are concerned. Cleaning the eye, this is ID.
This is just we wanted to show you whether you are working in a disaster area, whether you have got 100 patients or 1,000 patients. Swami says quality is very important. Do not go by the number. Just go that every patient gets the best possible treatment. And he is very meticulous what you do it. Because he finds out actually, and sometimes you have to produce the papers to the Swami. And this is something I always tell all the people who are involved into the medical camp. Be careful, he is watching you. Though he protects you, but he is watching you. So there is no space for making mistakes. Next one, please. We talked about the Sierra Leones. Deliberately, I have taken that horrible part where the tummy was ripped open, the head was open and bleeding and all those things, because it's a very gruesome picture. So we are not showing you that part, but we are just showing when the president came. And can you imagine that? I'll show you when actually what president asked us to do for him. All these benches and everything is done about young adults. These people have just made, this is a improvisation how these people, because it is very rough area to sit down, and there is always a danger of insects and other things. So these people first time they find that, oh, there is a place for them to sit down. And you can see the sadness on their face because they just come out from this terrible war. As I was talking to you yesterday, if you had time to watch that film, The Blood Diamond, and you will know the plight of these people. Systematically, all the doctors and nurses were kidnapped, killed, and their hands were chopped off so they cannot do the service so that country can surrender. That is what exactly the world is all about. And on the other hand, there is a loving God. One side killing is going on, and one side He's providing the healing.
So we have to be quite sterile. You see the autoclave at the back. Everything is everything is glass.
You can see something there nicely things. What we will do for your father or mother? Would I use an instrument which is not the same? As far as you got that concept, you can't go wrong. And they speak the language. Small words, that's your blessing.
We do have one of the students from Sierra Leone.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
What he does, when he takes a new candidate to work with him, he put a condition that I will give you a job, but you promise me to do at least one medical camp. And that is one very good thing. If all the people think about it, the world will be a wonderful place. And these are the they remold the whole thing here. Chandram Hospital also is providing us some of the things which we do not have, like some special glasses that the people do not have. They are providing us with the glazing. So we'll send the whole thing to them. They make it come and we distribute on after 2-3 days. So they have been given the days. We are selecting the cases which to be operated, and we have assurance they will do first 30 cases, and then we'll see how it goes from there. The reason being because for us the quality is very important. They can go to other places as well, but I like them to have the same operation which other people will get, so that they're not dependent on us. It means small and see.
What are those?
These are the lenses we have brought.
Okay.
So these are the lenses, extraordinary power. Somebody is very long or short-sighted. So what we do, can you show the empty frame? And these are the empty frames.
Okay, yeah.
So what we do, we put the size, we match the lens, then we cut glaze and give it to the people. So because telling them you have this problem does not end their misery. But at the same time, it becomes a team spirit in order to provide. And she decided what she has gone through to get her education, she must give her service to the people who really need. So that's what is happening. Yeah, no sign of cataract or anything.
This is one of the assistant to the president. He wanted to get himself examined. He said, President is not very happy with me because I can't see papers properly because poor chap did not have the right glasses. And that is what it is. After seeing the quality, the president said, I'll be very honored to be examined at the Sathya Sai Baba's camp. That is, I just wanted to tell you. This is the quality where you examine the poorest person from the village and the president. They get the equal treatment. You have seen this in Prashanti Nilayam. And that is what Swami's ethos is. You carry the same thing. When the president comes, he should feel that, yes, this is the service my countryman is getting. Actually, in fact, that morning he was going to Mecca. He's a Muslim. And when he heard about this Swami's wonderful work, he decided to come there. And one of the things which he said, for him, this was the Mecca, the healing temple. Probably you all have recognized one of the shining instrumenter Swami, Victor Kanu, and he's almost getting in his 80s, And the person next to him, I want to tell about both of these people because it's a very touching story. His name is Kaya and he's from Turkey. He's about 84 and he said, Dr. Upadhyay, I wanted to come to the medical camp. And it is very simple. If it is 8-year-old or 84 years old, if they want to serve, who am I to say no? Because they have got this loving, as Ramesh was telling, they've got that compassionate, loving heart. Swami always does something because there is a drama behind it. So basically what happened was when this Kaya came and we found out that one medical camp is not going to solve the problem. We require a proper hospital because they have destroyed everything in the country. No infrastructure, no electricity, no running water. So President was very happy after seeing this thing. He said, have any land you want, there's no problem. And then we're thinking now, we've got the land. What is the money coming from the building? And this 84-year-old businessman, a good friend of Victor, came from Turkey. He said, I will give the money for the hospital. And we came back to England and we had a meeting with our hospital authorities. When Swami wants anything, it will happen. If the Lord can stop the rains and he can make the flower blossom, he is the Lord of the creation. These things are very minor. We think these are miracles, but it happens. But your prayer have to be intense. We prayed, we talked to these things. Hospital said, give us a list, we'll provide everything. No money. The hospital was ready in 6 months and now it is working in a beautiful capacity, and you can well imagine that this is the first hospital outside Prashanthi Nilayam in Africa, Sierra Leone, working where such a terrible civil war has taken life of so many. There, Swami, he knows where. We have been working in Africa for a very long time, but no hospital ever was done by the Sai Organization. But Swami knew that where the need is, and that's why his will was translated into the form of that hospital. And now the doctors in rotation, like they go to Prashanthi Nilayam, every 3 months doctor goes to train the local people there. We have started an education program for the local nurses to come and learn. There's a 2 beautiful guest house. If any one of you wants to go there, you are most welcome to help because they provide all sorts of services there. And this is the beauty of our loving Lord, that he knows where the need is. And when you pray to him, he translates that thing into the action. Your love really in the form of action is providing the wonderful service to thousands of people every single day.